Chef.RPG is a newly released game in September 2024. It's a single-player RPG cooking game with pixel graphics. If you're a fan of RPGs, this is definitely a game you shouldn't miss. So, let's dive into 100 days of playing Chef.RPG together. Day 1. After a long journey by train, I arrive at my destination. Waiting to greet me is Hasel, a beautiful robot with a little green frog perched on her head. After a few greetings, she leads me into the town, showing me a few key locations, including where I will stay and the restaurant where I will cook. Then, I receive my first task, which is to meet a few of the local merchants in the town. They give me cooking recipes, some items, and the necessary tools. First step, let's clean up the building. Luckily, I have Hasel to help me. Then, I learn the recipes I've been given so I can serve the clients. Next step, I organize the tables, chairs, and cooking utensils. To finish, I set up the menu, and to thank Hasel, I invite her to a meal and ask for her feedback on the food. To complete the dish, I have to play a mini-game. The first mini-game requires me to bring the ingredients to the Oak Chef counter and press the W/D keys to chop them. A score of 70 or above is needed to enable auto-cook. Next, to use the stove, I have to tap X when the red button is in the little ring. After completing the mini-game, you just need to turn on auto-cook, and you won't have to play it again. Once the meal is finished, I see Hasel off. She praises the food I cook and asks about my next plans. I think I need more time, so I decide to open the restaurant for a trial. She notices that my refrigerator is a bit small and suggests I go find Bianca to fix it. Finally, she gives me a recipe. Listening to her, I immediately go to meet Bianca. I ask her for help, but she requests that I give her the inspiration from Thelio. I go to meet Thelio, and the inspiration that Bianca needs is a Goldilocks chocolate bar priced at $500. It's really expensive, but I have no other choice, so I buy and return it to Bianca. She takes it and says she can fix my refrigerator right now. I return to the restaurant and see Bianca waiting there. She fixes the refrigerator for me, and now we can store more ingredients. The first day's task is complete, and I take some time to gather ingredients in the forest. Because the refrigerator is not so big, I will check the dishes I can currently cook and prepare only the necessary ingredients. Additionally, I will gather and accumulate a few ingredients for upcoming tasks, such as seashells, watercress salad, elderberries, chili peppers, and sugar cane. I also haven't forgotten about collecting shells on the beach because I can sell them to Mr. Boat. The money helps a lot in the beginning of the game. In the evening, I arrive at the hotel to check in. Chef Cousteau has booked a room for me, and for the next few days, I will stay in room 1B. Time has passed so quickly. Just 3 weeks ago, I decided to leave the city and move to the town of White Ash Harbor. Now that I've arrived in this town, I'm starting a new life, hoping everything goes smoothly. Day 2, early in the morning, Hasel comes to find me to ask about the restaurant and the opening time. She says she can ask some people from the town to help me. She also reminds me that I need to hire more staff. For now, I will open the restaurant for a trial run tomorrow to check for any issues, then decide on the official opening date. To prepare for tomorrow, I visit some stores to buy the necessary ingredients. I need to talk to the local people regularly to build relationships, as this will help me get better prices for recipes and products. Since it's still early and the stores haven't opened yet, I'm deciding to go up to the mountain near my old bathhouse to collect tea leaves and cut some sorghum plants. We'll need sorghum plants for a mission later, so I'm gathering them now. After that, I am returning to the town and going to the shops. Talking to NPCs will help us level up our social skills. I buy a recipe at Nabita's fruit stand and learn how to make mushroom pizza. Next, I buy a rare recipe at the takoyaki stall and learn how to make takoyaki. Then, I go to Fish King's shop and sell all the shells I picked up yesterday. I stop by La Gallery to buy more tables, chairs, and cooking utensils. Since I'm still low on money, I will save and buy the cheapest chair, and I haven't bought any decorations yet. I should have kept the clam shells for a mission, but it's okay. I still have the beach to collect from, so I will go there now. After collecting, I go up and receive a mission from Mea-lou. She asked me to plant tomatoes for her, and I agree. Following that, Mea-lou takes me to the greenhouse and shows me how to use it. I receive 5 seeds from Mea-lou, start planting, and water them. Next, I return to the restaurant and start selling to earn some extra money. Since I just bought some cooking utensils, today I will play 3 new mini-games. First, for dishes made with the blender, I need to look at the left side where the ingredients appear. Wait until the yellow arrow points exactly at the ingredient, then press the spacebar. Second, for the grill, to prevent the food from burning, we move the tongs with the mouse and then click the left mouse button to lift the food, allowing it to cool. The closer the red color is to the center of the two yellow bars, the higher the quality of the dish. The last mini game is the oven. I need to hold the spacebar so that the arrow stays on the orange bar. If it goes outside, the dish's quality will decrease. Today, I was only able to serve for customers, so I earned 1266 credits. It's still early, so I go into the forest to hunt and gather resources. Hunting and gathering also help us level up quickly. Late at night, I go back to the hotel to rest and relax. Unable to sleep, I reminisce about the old days, for years ago when I was still at culinary school. Before entering the graduation cooking competition, I had to choose a classmate to compete with. After speaking with two friends, I decided to choose Koa. He was so arrogant. Day 3. Today, I receive a letter from Koa. He is very surprised when I decide to quit Otto Canton's kitchen and take over Le Sequoia restaurant. Although we have talked about owning a restaurant, he doesn't expect me to choose to work in the small town of White Ash Harbor. He is curious and hopes I know what I am doing. On the way to meet Pomarine to say hello, I stop by the greenhouse to water some tomato plants. Pomarine was a hunter, but due to her age, she now stays at home organizing hunting activities. Once a high level of friendship is reached, better weapons and tools can be bought, and since update 0.6, blueprints can also be collected to forge legendary weapons and tools. Not forgetting my task, I meet Hasel to inform her that I am ready for the soft opening. The task I receive is that our restaurant will welcome for customers. Hasel invites to try the food, and she requires at least 3 dishes for dining spots and 1 waiter. After receiving the task, I head into the town to buy some supplies and also talk to people to build friendships. I buy a recipe from Milo's shop and some flour, then learn how to make elderberry cupcakes. Afterward, I go to meet others and gradually increase friendship with Uriel, Mea-lou, and Nabio. I also don't forget to harvest some sorghum and catch a few squid for takoyaki, as that dish is currently selling for the most money. While harvesting tea leaves, I level up, so I decide to learn the secret admirer skill. After 3 days, I reach level 5 and choose the skills shown in the picture. It's time to head back to the restaurant to open. First, I hire a waiter. After reviewing the stats, I choose to hire Jay. Next, I set up the menu. Then open the doors to welcome Hasel and everyone else to dine. I see everyone off and receive their feedback. Hasel advises me that if I want more customers, I should hold a big grand opening. Milo mentions that running a restaurant is not easy, so I should prepare thoroughly. Bianca says the food isn't bad, but the decoration is still quite basic. Uriel agrees with Bianca and urges me to renovate before the grand opening. He suggests I talk to Priska at the town hall. She can help replace the old flooring. Finally, I am gifted a table setting and I choose the purple color. I head straight to the town hall to meet Priska. The first meeting doesn't seem to be easy. I see her arguing with a customer, their face red with anger. I express my desire for her help, and she says that I need to find old tools in the abandoned bathroom on the mountain. Oh, I've heard that place is very scary, but it's alright, nothing can stop me. I arrive at the place, and the scene is truly desolate. I step inside, and everything inside the building is severely damaged. I go up the stairs and see the figure of someone. I climb up, but they have disappeared. Not letting fear distract me from my mission, I search everywhere. Finally find carpentry tools. I take it to Bianca, and it gets repaired with a free flooring choice. I like cheerful colors, so I choose a red flooring. It's still not 12 o'clock, so I go around foraging and then head back to the hotel. Tonight is another sleepless night for me. I need to think about the upcoming grand opening. Then, suddenly, I remember that dreadful day. It was just another normal workday at the restaurant. After using the restroom, the head chef asked me to prepare a dish. I was quite confident in the dish I made, but when I handed it to the head chef, he criticized it severely. I was truly devastated. Day 4. Priska also finished repairing the flooring today and she mentions that the restaurant can be expanded, but the cost is not cheap. The mission this time rewards me with kitchen equipment. Just when I need fryer, I'll choose it to save money on buying one. Let's check out the restaurant's new look. I think it's quite good. I place the fryer in the kitchen. Ko writes me a letter and informs me that he will visit me in the near future. Today, I received the first heart from Pomarine. After checking her shop, I see that I can buy some rare tools, but since I don't have enough money right now, I'll buy them later. After that, I unlock the bookworm skill. I might discover new recipes when reading library books. Continuing to talk to the shop owners, I managed to buy the recipe for summer pasta. Next, I go to the library to read books, hoping to find more recipes. After a while, I managed to learn the recipe for sweet tea. Then, I go back and finish talking to everyone, and my relationship with Milo and Alois is improved. Next, I go back to the restaurant and open it to welcome customers. I unlock the automatic cooking of rare grilled dishes. How cool is that? A new mini-game appears when using the fryer. Move the mouse up and down to avoid bubbles. Popping the bubbles will reduce the quality of the dish. At the end of the session, I earn 1940 credits. There's still time, so I go to the greenhouse to plant the seeds that I bought this morning. After that, I go to pick some vegetables and fruits nearby and then head back to the hotel. Day 5. Ko is waiting in front of Le Sequoia for me. He asks why I came back here, and I answer that I just want to leave the city. He wants to attend my grand opening, so he comes here. After that, I don't forget watering my plants, so I go to the greenhouse. When I go outside, I see that everyone is gathered in front of the cave, and two people are breaking the fence to open it. The mayor has hired Lelch to reopen the mines. Priska seems to dislike this. She doesn't know why the mines are being reopened either. She also revealed that Lelch had once destroyed a small town in the past, and she will tell me about it later. The town was called Tidehaven, and it has now become a ghost town and abandoned. Now that the mine is open, we can take advantage of it to extract the valuable resources there. Priska also gave me an antique drill and asked me to find 5 pieces of iron ore and 2 pieces of copper ore for her. I immediately get started on the task, go into the mine, and begin drilling. While mining, I level up by 2 levels, so I chose to learn the thick skin. To ensure the grand opening goes smoothly, I need to come up with a decoration idea. Hasel might have some great suggestions, so I'll go find her and ask. She suggested I go to Milo because he's a very skilled designer. I am looking for him at the clothing shop. He immediately has decoration ideas, but I need to bring seashells, watercress, and rope. Luckily, I have found everything, but I need to go get the rope from Alois. I go to find Alois, ask her, and she points me to look around here. In the end, I find it. I found the rope, but I forgot the watercress at the restaurant. Before going back to get it, I talk to the locals to improve relationships and see what they're selling today. From Nabiha's place, I get a rare recipe to cook bell pepper stew. After that, I also buy bell peppers to cook the new dish and some seeds from Mea-lou. Next, I go back to the restaurant to get the items and then return to Milo. I give her the items, and she tells me I can see the result tomorrow. I finish today's task and head to Anime's house, where there is a garden full of harvestable plants. In order to harvest them, we need to become friends with Mea-lou and Anna. Tomorrow is Saturday. After Milo finished the decorations, I will have the grand opening of the restaurant, so I need to go to La Galerie to buy more furniture now. After that, I go back to the restaurant and rearrange the tables and chairs. I also hire an extra waiter and then open the restaurant. Today, the restaurant welcomes 7 guests. Since I still have few staff, I don't dare to take in more. At the end of the day, I earn 2,411 credits and also complete one of the 3 tasks on the Prestige Tasks board. If I complete all tasks, I will receive a recipe and some power cells. Day 6. I wake up, leave the hotel, and head straight to the greenhouse to water the plants and plant more vegetables. Afterwards, I go to Huntorium and unlock Mrs. Pomarine's quest. Talking to NPCs regularly helps unlock character quests. Mrs. Pomarine wants to give fresh ingredients to her children, but since she has just had surgery, she can't go hunting. She asked me to gather the ingredients for her. She has 12 children and wants to give each one to pieces, so I need to bring her 20 for mushrooms, 20 for boar meat, 20 for salmon, and 20 for mint leaves. Near the greenhouse, there are mushrooms, so I go there to pick some. After that, I head to the mine to gather more ores. I really need ores for quests and crafting machines. While in the mine, there are also alder boars, and by hunting them, we will get a lot of meat. Just 2 boars are enough to get 24 pieces of meat. Once I've mined all the ores, I head to the town to meet Milo and pick up the restaurant decorations. When I bring the decorations to the restaurant, Milo helps me set them up. I give compliments for the decorations Milo made. That makes him happy. Hasel is also there and notices that everything is set up. She tells me to let her know when I'm ready for the grand opening. Feeling ready, I go to Hasel and inform her. For the grand opening, I need at least 6 dishes, 15 customers, 8 dining spots, 3 chefs, and 2 waiters. Before opening the restaurant, I need to hire 1 more waiter and 1 more chef. After reviewing their work stats, I hire Carla for the waiter position and Omar as the chef. Omar never takes a break, but he has a 9% confusion rate. I rearrange the furniture to make it easier for cooking and serving. Since I don't have much money early in the game, I make use of the table I was given. The restaurant looks a bit unattractive for now, but I'm sure I'll redecorate it in the future. I give a short speech to thank the customers for coming and hope that our service will meet everyone's expectations and satisfaction. The restaurant is officially open. My team and I are doing our best to prepare the perfect dishes to serve our esteemed guests. Look at Omar. When a question mark appears above his head, he will stay still for a while. But I don't see it as a big problem, since the break times for other employees are much longer. The total revenue from the grand opening is 4,383 credits, and I also completed another prestige task. I received many compliments from everyone, and I'm really happy. And at last, I'm getting an epic recipe from Koa. This recipe teaches me how to make crab cakes. It's the first time I've heard of this dish. After a long and exhausting day, I return to my room and go to bed. I suddenly recall 2 months ago when I received a letter from chef.Besides. He was aware of my situation with Chef Canton and gave me a challenge to restore the Sequoia restaurant. Day 7. I start the new day with the usual activities, water the vegetables, then go mining. Yesterday, I learned how to make crab cakes, so I go hunting for crabs in the cave. As I leave the cave, I run into Bo and Hasel, so I take the chance to say hello. I've gathered enough ore, so I decide to meet Priska and complete the task. After handing over the ore, Priska gets to work on fixing something. Once she's done, she explains that this is the donation box. She plans to make repairs around White Ash Harbor, but Gavin mentioned that the budget is too large, so she created this donation box for the townspeople to contribute, and then they'll decide what to fix. Contributions can be made using credits, resources, or by completing tasks from the bulletin board. Since I helped Priska, she gives me 100 contribution points. I can now use these points to choose a project. After reviewing the projects, I realize I only have enough points to fix the birthday calendar, so I choose to repair that one first. Once the project is complete, I'll be able to check everyone's birthdays in town. After choosing, I go back to talk to Bianca. She even gives me the blueprint for the furnace, which will help us remove impurities from the ore and produce high-quality metal sheets. I need them to refine and upgrade tools. What's more, when we donate the metal sheets, it will increase our contribution points. After finishing the task, I go to the library to read a book and discover the recipe for dak and radish fried. Next, I take time to open the restaurant and greet the guests. At 6:40 p.m., the restaurant has no more customers, and today's revenue is 2,507 credits. There's still some time, so I decide to go fishing for salmon to complete a task for Mrs. Pomarine. Since it's spring, salmon can only be caught at the beach. I can buy some from Mr. Bo, but it depends on the time of day when he sells them. I spend the entire evening fishing, but I only catch 3 pieces of salmon. I'm so discouraged. I'm going back to my room to sleep. So I have completed the Act 1, now it's time for Act 2. The opening is a conversation between 2 people. The gentleman sitting is Lucius, a restaurant critic. He has just finished writing a review and is preparing to send it to the Tribune newspaper. It seems that this review will be a bombshell, causing significant damage to the restaurant. He is someone who highly values the ambience of a restaurant. If the restaurant only focuses on the food, it will be rated poorly. His reviews carry a lot of weight with customers, and many restaurants have closed because of him. The reopening of Le Sequoia has been covered in the newspaper, and that article has reached Lucius. He decides to visit the restaurant to try the food. Begin at day 15, scene changes to 10 a.m., the 15th, at the train station. There are many tourists arriving, and they are talking about my restaurant. It seems that after the article, the restaurant has gained a lot of attention and become well known. Starting the new day by learning a new skill, because I really want to learn more cooking recipes, so I'm aiming to open up the hand-on approach skill. This skill will help me explore new dishes while cooking. But first, I need to unlock the research facility. It's also one of the important skills. After that, on my way, I stop by the 811 store. How? Yes, the name really is 811, just like in real life. It's a convenience store, open 24/7, from 24 o'clock to 24 o'clock. I go in to buy some ingredients for baking. They also occasionally sell cooking recipes here. Next, I go to talk to Milo. After that, I visit the store next door to talk to Bianca. Before that, I had unlocked the secret admirer, so I have to talk to the NPCs regularly. When I reach enough friendship points with the characters, I will receive many gifts from them. Today, I see that the milk and wheat store is selling a recipe, so I immediately buy it and learn how to make matcha cake. Subsequently, I also managed to buy the pheasant tacos recipe from Uriel. Inside the library, I also learned the frozen mint coulis recipe. When I go outside, I receive a task from B. She wants me to make beer for her. This task takes a lot of time and effort because we need to craft a brewing machine to make the beer. I go to Bianca to check what ingredients are needed to craft the machines. We need to craft the machines, the boiling vat, and the fermentation tank. Currently, I still don't have enough ingredients, so I go mining to gather them. I have finished drilling all the ores. Then, I make my way to the greenhouse to check on the tomato plants, and they are ready to be harvested. It's already late, so I open the restaurant. Today, I unlock the auto-cook feature for epic recipes when using the fried. Tonight, the revenue is 2060 to credits. My restaurant has also completed all the prestige tasks and received the pumpkin pie recipe. I choose to learn this dish because it sells for more money than the other dishes. There's still time, so I go to the beach to fish for salmon again, but I only catch 3 pieces. Day 16. This morning, while I am talking to Hasel, I receive a letter from Mr. Lucius. He informs me that he will come to my restaurant to try and evaluate it. Hasel advises me to prepare well to welcome him. She also suggests a few drinks that might help. I should go talk to April, as she can share some experience. Starting today, I will diligently complete my daily tasks. It will help me increase my reputation points, gain hearts with the villagers, and also help me earn some money or items. I need crab meat to cook, so I choose the task of catching 8 crabs. After that, I go to Mr. Goi's shop to buy salmon. Fortunately, he has some for sale today. Now I have 21 pieces of saumon, just 3 more pieces to go. I decide to go fishing to get more so I can complete the task for Mrs. Pomarine, but for now, I will go talk to the villagers first. At Milo's place, I got the rhinestone hat blueprint. At the library, I learn it for common recipes and 1 rare recipe. Among them, the coffee is something I already know how to make, and the new dishes are bento box, elderberry pudding, grape popper, and finally, the pheasant burger. Once everything is done, I go to the beach to fish, and on the first try, I catch 3 pieces of salmon. After that, I go back to the restaurant with all the ingredients to complete all the tasks. First, I take on a story quest called The Tea of Life. I go to meet April near the Lonely Cliffs and ask her about how to make tea. But she needs a few items before she will share the secret of making tea with me. She requests 30 chili, 30 elderberries, and 30 sugar cane. Since I've already prepared the items, I give them to her right away. After that, she takes me back to her home and shows me the machine she uses to make tea. All I have to do is add the ingredients into the machine, and it will do the rest. However, she explains that I must first add the tea leaves into the machine, and then I can add the secondary ingredients into mix. She hands me some ingredients and asks me to try making the tea myself. We both try the tea, and she says the flavor is quite good. She explains that drinking the tea can help restore stamina. After that, she gives me her old tea dispenser. I can use it to brew tea for my staff, which will help them relieve fatigue and get back to work right away. For the next quest, I need to find Pomarine and give her the ingredients. Luckily, she is at a nearby beach, so I go there, complete the quest, and get the leather bracers. They give me a 5% gathering boost and a 10% reduction in energy depletion. The last quest of the day is to deliver some wild tomatoes to Milo. I harvested them yesterday, but only today do I have the time to bring them to her. After that, she gives me some seeds to plant a new crop. With this, I also unlock the seed collection skill. Now, when I harvest plants or hunt animals, I may receive seeds as well. On my way back to the restaurant, I receive a quest from Milo. Seeing that he seemed to be troubled, I approached him and asked if everything was okay. Oh, it turns out that his cotton supplier delivered poor quality goods to him. He asked me to help him grow cotton. I agree, and to get cotton seeds, I need to visit his house, which is near BB Apartments. I go to his house right away. He leads me upstairs and gives me 10 cotton seeds to plant. With nothing left to hold me back, I head straight to the restaurant, brew tea for the staff, and open the doors to welcome the customers. Since there's a rare pastry on the menu, I have to play a mini-game to unlock the auto-cook feature. Today, I earned 2,340 for credits and complete 2 tasks. With the remaining time, I go to plant cotton and a few other seeds. Day 17, in the early morning, I head out to water the plants right away. I want to do it first because I'm afraid I won't have time to water them later in the evening. After that, I go hunting for crabs to complete my quest. Then, I make my way into the town. As soon as I arrive, I notice Thelio seems to be having some trouble. I approach him and ask what's going on. It turns out that last night, someone stole his flour, and he's worried about his salary being deducted by his boss. I offer to help, and he suggests I check the cave near the beach, as the thieves might be hiding there. No matter how busy I am, I never forget to read a book, and today I receive a new recipe. Next, I find Mr. Boa to complete the quest and receive 899 credits. Then, I head to the cave to search for the thieves. After wandering around for a while and finding no one, I only come across a stolen box. I take it back and give it to Thelio. He comes up with an idea: we'll make flour to replace what was lost. However, only Bianca in the town can craft the flour-making machine. So, I go to find her and explain the situation. She asks for some materials: 10 iron ores, 5 copper ores, 15 plant roots, and 5 bottles of mead as payment for her. I check to see if there are any tasks to complete and find the daily quest to collect 10 bottles of whiskey. Whiskey can be bought from the vending machine near the fish stall or at B's Bar. The B's Bar is open every day from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., so I will go to the restaurant to sell first, then go back to the town to buy some alcohol afterward. Today's cooking session, I completed the mini-game of the rare dish that used stove. Go to B's, buy more whiskey and 5 bottles of mead to give to Bianca. She needs time to enjoy the mead. Meanwhile, I have to find Thelio to ask about obtaining grains. I meet Thelio, and he asked me to gather them near the old bathhouse. Since I am so used to being asked to run errands in this town, I have already prepared in advance and give them to him right away. I go out and then come back to Bianca's shop. Bianca has finished the grain mill. Thelio just needs to put the grains into the machine and wait a little while, and the flour will be ready for him. He is so happy and wants to hug Bianca, but she doesn't allow him. Ha ha ha, it seems like he likes her. To thank Thelio for suggesting I find anime, she is really skilled at making decorations, and those will help me win over the food critic Lucius. Day 18, just like every day, I diligently water the plants, go mining, and then take on more daily tasks. I go to see Mr. Bo, turn in my task, and receive 4 power cells. It's great. Then I unlock the design for Hunter's Lid Walks. When I go to read the book, I find 2 recipes, but only the mojito recipe is new. For recipes that have already been unlocked, opening them a second time gives a small amount of money. I go outside, talk to people, and buy the recipe from Milo. Then I unlock the recipe for spinach soup. Right next to it, there is a board. Since Priska fixed it, I haven't looked at it yet. Soon, I will need to hire more staff, so I prioritize learning staff training skills. I go to Anime's house to find her, and I see her standing right outside in the garden. I walk over and talk to her, and after a while, I realize that she is someone who loves art and has a very high level of creativity. She suggests starting the decoration with light bulbs, so I need to bring her some and cut cords. I collect enough items, so I give them to her right away. and she says that in order to make the lights suitable for the restaurant, she needs to taste the food first. I return to the restaurant to prepare for Anime's arrival, but before that, I will cook a crab cake dish to complete a task for Milo. A little later, Anime arrives. I don't actually need to hire more staff because with just one customer, I can easily handle the service. As a result, the revenue goes negative by 314 credits. After eating, I see Anime off, and she says she has an idea. Tomorrow, I can come to her place to get it. After that, I return to the restaurant to open the door and welcome customers. My restaurant is getting more and more customers every day. However, the revenue at the end of the day is only close to 2,000, so I need to improve the dishes and focus on selling more expensive items. With some time left, I go into the forest to gather vegetables and fruits.